time with the drag. So I saw this film, which I thought is very, very interesting, and everyone's got to see it. So I told the girls, and we've all watched it individually and thought we're going to give all reviews on it of how we obviously perceive the film to be.
Her words to me were, "Oh my God, Miranda, this is you in the film." I was like, I've got to watch this film. So, how we decided to do it, because we watched the film individually, we all wrote down the scene that either we really liked the most in the film, or really hit us by surprise, or just that we wanted to discuss. So we've all wrote down what we thought, and then we're literally just going to pick it up and discuss it together. Now, none of us have discussed the film together yet, in terms of what we thought about it and whatnot, so that's exactly what we're going to do now with you watching.
Okay, let's see who's got this one. When Mela came to Robert's apartment.
Backside! Who wrote that?
Mine.
I wrote the same! Mine is the
Do you know what? I almost write the same as well. So,
oh my God,
Do you know what?
And that is a good... That is a perfect one to start this off.
Melinda turns up at Robert's house when he's living in the penthouse.
That's the bit I was going to write for mine as well.
We should probably just take it back a sec. Like, before we start discussing our points, and just give you an overview of the film. We're going to tell you exactly what it is, actually, when you Google it, what it says, and then we'll tell you about our points. So, if you put Acrimony into Google, the description says, a faithful wife, the one and only Taraji, big up yourself, tired of standing by her devious husband, is enraged when it becomes clear she has been betrayed. That's top line. That's as far as we're going to go.
Mel, she turns up at her ex-husband's apartment, and it's the apartment that he's basically promised her when he was broke. So throughout their journey in their relationship, they were saying, or he was saying to her, I'm going to get you this house, I'm going to get you this ring, this is all going to be for you and me. And obviously she's asked for a divorce. They're divorced now, and so she goes to the apartment that he's pretty much dreamed and manifested, and it's everything that she wanted, or he promised her, I would say.
Yeah, everything he promised her.
And she goes there, I think, with the intention to rekindle the relationship, but
totally. When she's
100%
dressed
with what she's wearing.
Underwear and a long trench coat.
So embarrassing. And then what happened is that his new fiance walked in, and
that was that scene from Why Did I Get Married? Boom! Yeah, shot. I had that shot.
She was a classic though, because when the woman came out, she didn't say a word.
She was classy. She was classy.
She did it with class.
Yeah,
she just left.
I think she was really dumbfounded. I think she was really...
Who? Mel?
I think she was at that stage because she...
Mel being Taraji Henson. Just so
she couldn't believe when she walked in,
it
was everything he said to her in terms of penthouse, looking over the city, and how it just looked.
And in fact, it was the same building that he said, and the same floor.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So
and everything
was just, at that moment, caught up in the moment. And I think when I saw that scene, instantly I was like, that chick's there.
I knew
that
it.
woman's
I
there.
knew
You could see it on his face.
He was nervous, wasn't he? And he was
so...
still trying to be nice and talk and conversate without being rude and saying, you kind of need to go.
And she comes out.
That was a killer moment.
What a blow.
Yeah, my heart.
It was at that point.
I did feel for her.
No, at that point I knew she was crazy. It was at that point because
the eyebrows.
I knew she was crazy.
Taraji's eyebrows.
Listen, boy, I don't know how I would have responded to that. Your whole life, you've been with this man. You've supported him. You've been there through the bad times. Everything he's promised when the times get good, they then get good. And the woman that you found him cheating with
when
all
you was
them years ago, you then ended up having an accident, losing your womb, couldn't have kidney with, is standing there in your dream house.
That kills.
Oh hell no! It would have gone down.
But they're divorced. That's the thing.
And this is the
I
thing.
know, but still, to deal with that's hard.
Do you think so?
Listen.
Do you know what? How I see it is that because she was moaning about the money. She was talking about the amount of money that she spent during this relationship, okay? And I totally understand. She supported him. She had 2-3 jobs. But then he gave her the money back.
That was big.
Do you know what? He gave her the money back.
Yeah.
If
that was
he was like a typical
scene.
man,
he would have done that.
And he wouldn't have done it.
He didn't even.
No, he didn't do
that.
Yeah.
He didn't go bad.
Yeah.
10 million.
Yeah.
Plus
And
the
the car.
house.
Yeah.
That's
And paid back. Yeah, house. He
Sorry,
did. He
he
was
was
really
what
good
he
to her.
was,
He
yeah.
was. But
I did.
boy,
A normal
it's
guy wouldn't have
alright.
done that. I'm
I
sorry.
think it's more about forget the money. It was
she wanted the
whole thing.
relationship.
Yeah,
It wasn't about the
absolutely.
money.
And I think what hits most of the fact that who he's living it with.
Yes, that
Yes,
same
that's
woman
about
that
to live.
tried to take it from you in the beginning.
Yeah, that's who
He
he's
had
living
to
it with.
mash down
Yeah.
his little trailer
And
for
if you
boy.
think about the things that happened along the way, like the finding of her purse in his car,
That
so
was-
she's then
She
thinking
did
to herself,
deliberately.
it's been going on all this
Yeah.
time. So she thought,
Did you
hold
get
on, for a
that?
day. So he picked her up one lunchtime, didn't he, to discuss the business,
yeah.
and she forgot her purse in the car.
Yeah. I
think
And the
it's-
sisters,
I think it's
the
deliberate.
mix-up
Oh,
family.
It's the
my
sisters.
Do you know what
God.
that scene? I know we haven't looked at any of us, but that scene where at the end, or towards the
Oh,
middle
the
part, where the
sister, that
sisters are
pissed me
sat
off.
there.
Oh my
And
god.
first of all, the sisters are telling them, you know, he's rubbish, leave her, or he's no good for you, leave him. And then Taraji turns around and says, he's got a picnic for outside women. Excuse me, so
Hello.
you're sat there, oh,
Hello.
so
Hello.
you're sat there giving advice, yet you're picking up with a man who's
Listen.
what? Boy.
Give me 5.
Sister girl. You know what?
You're
No, so
silly.
going back, the sister was a hypocrite in the sense
Exactly, this is
of
what I'm saying.
she was acting as though her relationship was perfect. Go.
Boom. Wow.
Listen, this leads me on to basically. Sorry, I had to write an essay. 'Cause I just
Sammy's
like
gone
to-
in, boy.
gone in. So
Might need some popcorn for these
basically,
girls.
that particular scene, I felt gave good food for thought because the majority of that film is pretty much Taraji getting upset and him doing her bad and everything. But that scene where they're sitting at the table, like the sisters and their husbands, that threw just a different dynamic in the film in terms of when Taraji had to shut them all down. So basically, that scene is Taraji comes home. And she presents to her sisters and the in-law a check and lets them know Robert's given me this and he's given me a car and he's given us back mum's house. And they were like, really? You better check if that check is correct. You better
Straight
go
away
to the bank.
negative.
They were really... From the beginning, from the get-go, they never liked him and they looked at how he was living, how he was paying his scholarship. They just looked like, basically, they looked at him as he was beneath their sister. And obviously, they're older, they just want what's best for their little sister. So they could see so much bad stuff, but they just kept basically putting him down, even when he was trying to right his wrongs. So Melinda was fed up with listening to them, so she basically just shuts them all down. She shut them down by explaining and revealing to them about their bad ways.
Their hypocrisy.
Right. And before I go any further, that scene where they're sitting at the table and she comes in reminds me of Why Did I Get Married?
Oh yeah.
When the character Angela
Start exposed
exposed all people's business at the table and everyone was acting like their life was all perfect and whatnot, blah blah blah. Angela shut them down. So it's almost like it's one of those reoccurring moments Tyler Perry has in his movies.
It's a typical thing though, isn't it? Though
Yeah.
if something's wrong, sometimes things go bad in a relationship. The first thing you tend to do, or if you're arguing, is you think of all the negative things and then you throw it back out
throw
at people.
it back at
And that's
people.
exactly
And
what
it's-
she did.
yeah.
But really, what she should have done is thought about that all in the beginning when she was taking advice from her sisters, and think
That's the
twice before you take advice from outside people in your relationship.
That's what I'm trying to say. Do you think that their relationship would have lasted had she not listened to her family? It was too much
Do
information.
you know?
I just think
I think she would.
I think she would have
loved
stuck
that
with
man.
him.
She really
Yeah,
she
she
would
would
have
have done, I
continued,
think so.
yeah, because she did love
She
him from the
believed him.
beginning, and she believed, yeah, that's what happened when she opened up her door at her
When she was at-
university when she was at Union. He looked at her. She had a moment there when she made that decision. I fancy the pants of this guy. He is from outside. He's everything I like, but obviously down the line it became apparent he wasn't. But back to that little scene, Taraji just shut her sisters down by letting them know. One of the sisters that always had a lot to say, she basically, her husband had a child outside of their marriage and everybody in their town knows about it.
Excuse me.
And then she started on the other sister and she said in her words, she was like, Casey, we all know what they say about you. don't know what she meant by that, but I took that as he's gay.
Yeah.
Shut up. That's how I took that.
Is it?
Then in that room, in that scene was the guy. There was a guy that Taraji was seeing.
Oh,
throughout the
that's
whole
terrible.
time.
I
I loved it when she was like, "You're just horrible." And for someone so big, you got a small boop. And basically, I just felt like that scene was just a true testimony of how even like your own family can behave in a certain way when, I don't know, they kind of like relish in your faults, basically. When
their misery likes company, innit?
That's it.
What was your one? Was it in it?
Oh.
I didn't think about it.
I'm so stressed. It's there.
Here's mine. Scene where she discovered he had a woman with him in the trailer and literally saw red. That's what I thought was Miranda.
Those jokes.
I thought, oh my god. It's a level of how how bad she took it. I was thinking, oh my god. Obviously you'll all see red, but based on what you thought she was, little white mouse, I was like, what?
But just
It's interesting actually because throughout that there were so many signs, like warning signs, red flags to the girl to say,
like, holy red flag.
leave the man.
Yeah.
Like
When you pull
not
up there,
calling a man, he's not calling you back.
Yeah.
When he does call you back, he's like, oh, I'm busy, can I call you back?
Yeah.
Doesn't call you for days.
Asking
you for money.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
No.
Big mistake.
Hold on.
Huge mistake
One
she
thing.
made.
Buy him a car.
He never.
No, I was telling me about the money she made.
He was smart. He never actually
didn't have
asked
to
for
ask.
money.
He was
but he was
suggesting.
suggesting.
He was manipulative.
Yeah,
He was
because he knew
manipulative.
her weakness for him was that
Was
she
him.
loved him. Yeah. So even like from the get go, when he was like,
do you know what
Do you know
annoys me?
what I
if I
find?
need to go to this interview, how am I going to get
Do you know what? He needed a box for that.
Yeah.
Honestly, it
And
really
I was like looking at her like,
But
"Oh,
do you know what I
don't you
find
dare."
so interesting is that at the beginning you can really hate this man, think he used this woman for her money, but actually towards the end he was so nice and he gave her $10 million. So he completely changed his character. And
Do you know what?
it was from the point, I feel like he was honest, and the point when he said after he cheated on her and she almost died and she had hysterectomy and all of that, he then realised how badly it hurt her. He couldn't cheat again. I actually believe him after that.
I believe him.
And that's what changed him. Had that not happened, he probably would have been a rat.
Maybe,
Yes.
but I don't.
However, yeah.
Do you know
feel
what?
like
I think-
it changed him and he was
Do you
really
remember
good.
there was a line in the film where he was working obviously on the battery and he was working so hard on it, and she turned around and she said, well, what is it? You never asked what I want.
Yeah.
So he was getting everything out of that relationship, finance, support in every way, in every
imaginable.
form.
Well,
And she wasn't
Getting that.
getting
Because
anything
she
out of that
said it
relationship.
just wasn't the
She
deal for me
sacrificed-
to be working
She
two jobs.
sacrificed
Do you know what I
herself,
mean?
and what I saw
Absolutely.
it is that she loved that guy more than she loved
Herself,
herself.
100%.
And that's what was sad
that
about
wasn't
it.
happening at the
And
beginning.
to
but
remortgage
it
her mother's
started-
house.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord of God. When I saw that, I was like,
mercy.
please don't do it, please don't.
Do you know what though? Bring this right back to the beginning, where when the therapist said to her, let's start from the beginning. So she said she hates the rain, and obviously I don't know why. I guess she hates the rain because that's how she met him.
Okay, that's
I'm
true.
Yeah, if she
assuming.
met him in
Yeah,
the rain,
in the
running in the
rain.
rain, they bumped into each other and she
But
dropped her face.
don't you think in a normal situation, you're running in the rain, you're at uni, you're at college, you're at work, you've got your papers, you've got your laptop, whatever, and you bump into somebody and your stuff fall, are you really going to beat them up like that?
Yeah, but she had an attitude, and I think that was her personality.
Yeah, I think that's the
disorder.
thing. She
So
had.
from then, I
She
was
was
like,
mad from
I
the
flipped it over and I flipped it back, and I thought if I was him, I would have been like, she's a mad woman. Run. Another thing I noticed, he put her down straight away. I know he's probably being honest, but when he said about her work wasn't right.
Yeah, but that was manipulation. That
Again.
was a way of him trying to get in and be
And
like,
her
well, I
be
can help
dependent
you.
on him.
Yeah.
Help you for you to later on bust your ass working 2 jobs for me. This girl didn't even graduate.
But if you look at the
That's,
different
do you know
one.
what, that's,
Not.
yeah. Do you know what that got on
Do you
my
know
nerves?
what? That
so,
hurt
so,
me.
do
And
you
she
know?
paid him through
Oh
it.
my
That
god!
He graduated and she sat there just taking a picture of him graduating. She should have
She
been up
paid
there.
for his education. So you can see why she was angry at the end.
I was angry with
Yeah.
her.
No, you can see
At
what
the
she's
end,
trying to do at
yeah.
the end.
But she.
Well, she did get
to
her-
blame.
yeah,
She
she's
allowed
to blame.
herself.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. She allowed
Did you watch
that
it
to
to the
happen.
end?
I watched it to the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
But think about it. Even
Did you think it was strange?
I saw it in a different way because I'm
What was you
thinking.
gonna say at the end?
Oh,
I thought it's funny
Wait,
how
hold on.
obviously at the beginning, obviously she went to see the therapist before obviously what happened at the end happened.
Yeah.
But I did think it was quite weird how
Yeah, but she left the therapist.
Yeah,
and
she
she was just
obviously
like,
left
when
the
the therapist suggested that she had a personality disorder,
Yeah.
she was just like,
that.
But did you not
was,
think as well though,
think-
like her family were a little bit wicked to have the man and the woman up in the house? The wife, the
Oh,
wife,
I thought
and telling them, you know,
But they
wait.
did just turn up.
Wait.
They
do
did
you,
just
do you
turn
see
up.
what
they
she-
invited them.
Do you see that
them and
woman
said
as
she
the
needs
enemy?
help. Like,
Do you see
I
that woman
don't
as
see
the
her
enemy?
as the enemy.
'Cause I don't.
However,
Who
I
is
don't
the
see. I
enemy?
don't see her.
right?
No, she's not the enemy because technically she's done nothing wrong.
She's done nothing wrong. I
She's a
don't
new
think.
girlfriend. She's come in,
I don't-
and that's fine.
No, I didn't
But
think
what I'm saying
she
is,
was the enemy at all.
from Taraji's perspective, you were the woman who was sleeping with
Yeah.
my
That's the
man.
thing.
How
And
many
in
years
her
ago?
mind-
Yeah, but do you
Well,
remember
that's
what
all that
happened?
sees
What
in her
happened?
head. That's all she
What
sees.
happened? When that situation happened, she said, I didn't know you had a girlfriend, and she legged it.
Yeah, but
And you didn't
most women
see-
cheat and say that. So to Taraji, she's like,
She's
you're
like,
a damn
yeah.
liar. You knew then, and now you're with my husband.
But do you know why she feels
Yeah.
embarrassed? Because
That's
that girl,
the
she
bit.
went off, she got her education, yeah?
She bettered herself.
And she still ended up with a prize.
Exactly.
That's how life is. Life is
So
so.
what
that
that
is
tell
what
you?
she
So
said
but
to
no.
know how life works out.
This
but
is why you shouldn't
that's
get
why
involved with
she-
struggle love.
Hold on. When Robert left Taraji, where did he go? He didn't go to that woman. He was working in the kitchen.
Yeah, and the thing is,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be fair,
But she doesn't know that.
she-
That's the problem. She
See,
in her
don't
head.
forget,
Think about it.
she
As a
was-
woman, all you see is he cheated on me with
Yeah.
this girl. My sister found her purse in his car when he was with me,
Yeah.
and now he's living in our penthouse
Penthouse,
suite
yeah.
together.
Yeah.
So they were
You're
together all this
seeing-
time. That's all you think.
and so you're seeing something completely
Your
different.
head is so
Yours is
not
far
rational
gone,
at this
exactly.
point. You're like,
She
oh, you're
was
just seeing
turning
rage.
acrimony. She was all those negative words. She was bitter, resentful. She was
But don't you
agitated.
think she
Everything.
stayed for too long?
Way too long.
She
18
stayed for
years
too
later, she
long.
woke up one morning and realised, damn. I'm like, hey girl, where you been in a coma?
And on
Like,
money, she brought all of that on
This
herself.
guy had
Sorry.
blown up your house with, babe, the battery's working. You know, pow, 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 pow. All the electric cut out, and he ain't even got no money to
What
put
did
it,
you
to fix
What
it
did you
back.
think about when he went to the company the day when he was supposed to be doing that big job for the family?
Do you know
I knew
what?
that was gonna
Left
happen.
it,
Yeah.
went to the company,
I knew that was
and the
gonna
company
happen.
offered him 1 million, and he turned it down.
No,
and he went back and he
800,000.
told
800,000.
Sorry, and he went back to
Taraji and
Taraji and told her,
Yeah.
And she's a tip
and
man.
she was like, "So you
You
mean
did
to
it,
tell
yeah.
me you got offered 800,000 and
He
you
did
didn't
take it.
I knew he should have told her that.
Yeah, I thought
He
that.
should
Yeah.
have told her that.
But if he
Boy,
didn't,
but then again,
do
you're
you know
saying,
what I mean?
what, you're lying to me now. You're not
Yeah,
telling the
but
truth.
Yeah.
no,
See,
withholding the truth and lying are two
He
different
didn't
You're
things.
a lawyer.
He just, no, I thought. Innit, liar.
Yeah, that was lying.
You see what happens, right? You see what happens, right?
I-
He knew what what he was doing, what it was worth.
Yeah.
They were literally buying
I
it
like-
out.
I
He's all
like
there.
that. I
And
like
so I like that with him.
I like that about him because no matter what, he wasn't about to let that battery.
Because he knew it'd be worth more.
You know what I mean? Just go and not have his rights and not have all the stuff that he's built on that so
Exactly.
much. So
They
I
were the cutting out of it.
100% agree with him.
So
But
go-
I do understand that he shouldn't have. He didn't have to say.
But the timing was
I got
wrong.
offered this amount of money. He could just say they saw me, but they didn't think it was
Yeah,
worth
but guess what?
anything.
Yeah, but then that
At
would have
the
brought
time.
into the narrative that you're whatless.
At the beginning, thinking, you're a dog, right? Red flag. Why are you still with this man? Towards the end, like, oh my god, he's so good. Even when even the last point when the girl's trying to kill him with axe or whatever, the pickaxe is trying to beat the man up on the boat.
She did lick him.
He still tried to save her when she was going overboard.
Yeah, he still tried to.
What man in their right
Did
mind is going to try and save
And
you?
he got a
Try
chop
to
in
kill
his
you?
leg,
How
and
did
he
this?
still tried to save her.
Dash her
Um,
over.
Pass it.
Oh, the dash her
Pass it
over.
for me, please. Yeah, trust me, I was like, yo,
You know
that
what? When
there,
I
he
saw
is
that
a man.
scene-
That's a man.
When I
Boy.
saw that scene when they
Or
were
when
on their
she's
boat,
trying to kill him, he's still trying to help her. He loved her. He did love
he
her.
did,
He did,
and
yeah.
he was very.
Yeah.
I think he was really.
I think he was selfish.
Sorry.
That's what in his younger.
In the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
Do you
was
know what?
selfish.
He couldn't. He saw that dream so much he couldn't see anything else outside of that dream. Hence why, for some strange reason, he was being whatless in terms
And he
of like
was narrow-minded.
getting a job,
He
not
literally was
helping out.
tunnel vision, and he
that's
couldn't
it.
see anything
Tunnel
else
vision.
beside that.
He didn't want a divorce though. He wanted to stay with her.
You know what?
Even though she couldn't
when
have kids.
he turned
And
up
he
at
had
her
the money.
work with the money, because before he gave her the money, she's like,
We ain't getting back together.
ever get back together. And when he gave her the money, I was like,
Bitch,
Okay, so why did she change her mind when she realised that he had money?
Because of
this
the
is
money.
it. Because
Is that though?
the dream, I think,
He
when
sold
she
her the dream.
saw the dream, like, when it's a dream, isn't it? But when that dream becomes a reality, and she walked into that room, there and then
And
she was like,
literally then became like the film Single White Female, the whole stalker thing on Facebook, social media,
Oh my
watching everything
God,
she was doing,
embarrassing.
going
part
into
of
the
the
wedding
film,
store,
that was
and mashing
embar-
up her
that
wedding
was
dress.
embarrassing.
Yo,
Oh my
she took it
days.
to another level.
she did.
I was
she
embarrassed
did.
for her.
Yeah.
I was
I saw
embarrassed.
that, and I did think to myself, "Gosh,
That's
you are going
shameful.
backwards, man. You're going to Tyler Perry's other film, Diary of a Black Mad Woman." That's why I really kind
It's
of
literally like everything in one,
like
isn't it?
how I do like how he does his films, because he kind of combines them. He just keeps that.
Yeah,
it's like
but
a
do you know what the
momentum.
problem is that it's the same narrative.
Yeah.
That's what my issue is. So what I said is before, what is the moral of this
the
story?
story, yeah.
What is the moral of this story?
For me-
hold on, is it? So no, go on.
Believe your man more.
Oh please.
I'm a drink to that, girl.
Everybody be like, no one, she, no
No, because he had a dream, and basically, you know,
But she supported him for 18
She
years of
believed
that
him.
dream.
She did believe him.
You know,
but she
okay.
sold herself while believing him. She lost herself.
That's the problem.
I do agree though. I feel like the moral of the story is slightly lost because
Yeah.
there were so many different
Many
turnings of
twists.
it. Like at the beginning, it was he was an unfaithful, whatless piece of shit. But she stuck by him. She stuck by
And she
her
married him
vows.
afterwards.
Yeah.
She married him
And
after.
she
Yeah, she did marry him.
And then he changes and he becomes this amazing man that everybody would love to have in their life. And she turns into this mad woman, psycho that wants to kill off any and anybody that comes in her way. It was there was a little bit
Do
too
you
much
really
going on.
think?
No. What I think as well is, see, shouldn't involve so many people in a relationship. There's too many
I
voices
always
there.
say that.
There's
What
too many
happens between
voices,
you and your
yeah.
husband should stay between you and your husband.
Family.
And
as well.
that's
You're
it.
allowed to get
Involve
involved.
people. The thing is, right, no matter how, so if something happens between you and your husband, yeah, and you tell somebody else, it sticks with that person. They
Yeah.
can't
So
forget it.
they'll
You can
always-
forgive your
yeah.
husband and move on,
And
but
they
the other
won't, but they
person
won't.
can't.
No.
So especially don't tell them that and
Exactly.
keep it to yourself.
Those sisters didn't even come to her wedding.
Them sisters
Yeah,
were
they
bang out
didn't.
of order because
Yeah.
look what the shit was going on in their relationship.
When he gave her the money, that changed everything for me in the film.
Well, it changed your perspective.
It
of
changed
him.
my perspective
Of
100%.
him. Of
Because
him.
I think that she waited too long and she became resentful.
Yeah.
So she was doing all of those things. Her mum obviously left her a sum of money and she was supporting his dream. I think the problem with that is when a woman is supporting a man, it can emasculate him. You know, he's sitting at
That's so
home
true.
like the woman and she's the man.
Yeah.
Doing the work, going out, doing 2, 3
You do
jobs.
realise
Yeah,
she was cleaning the same offices she was working in during
yeah,
the day.
this is what I
It's
mean.
messed up, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
What was her dream there? Can we didn't know what her dream
Exactly,
was?
she
Her
didn't
dream was to
have
be a wife.
any. I don't know.
She didn't. That's how deep the film is. That her dream got cut before she even had the dream. It's like she's at uni. She buck up into the sky. Her papers fell on the floor.
Her
She
mum
went.
died.
Her
I
mum
think it was
died.
when her mum died.
Yeah,
Yeah,
her
yeah.
mum died. So
And that
much
changed it all
happened,
for her.
and that changed. So her dream was not even a
And
dream.
then she was
It
left
was
with some money
So,
in the house.
does the film send the message that if you are with somebody, you should support their dream no matter what and how long for the rest of your life? Because it's not real. How many guys
Yeah.
that you know have got
Do you know
like
what?
some fantastic idea,
It's
and then they'll
basically-
tell you to, you need to support me for the rest of my
It's
life.
basically
No.
it's what you're willing to put up with. It's what you're willing to do. Because obviously, if you're with a partner and you're both on singing off the same page,
Yeah.
you can build and move mountains.
Yeah, you can.
By the words of Beyonce.
Sing it! Just singing.
But you can do. There's so much you can do by building each other up.
Yeah.
But if one of you is slightly off balance,
No, if one
it just
doing one
depends,
thing
yeah.
and you're doing something else, you're
It's
never
not
going to
gonna
come
work.
together.
That's
So you have to have the
one
same vision
person,
and dream.
yeah,
You have to
you
have
have
to.
to,
Because-
because one person's going ahead and the other person's being held back, and then it's like, how much do you love yourself to tear yourself away?
That's true, because-
after a while, it becomes a bit.
Yeah, because while he was building his dream, he could have been
It's
having a
not
part-time
worth
job,
it.
couldn't he? He could have been working. Yeah,
when he said, you know, I'll think about
And
it.
that was where he was selfish.
Yeah, she did a different way.
He was completely selfish by not, you know,
Contributing
helping her
at all.
out.
I think she should have just left.
Contribute.
I think she
You
should have
can't
left
do
ages
dreams.
ago.
We have to work towards dreams.
It's a difficult one, isn't it? You take them vows for better or for worse, till death do you part.
Yeah,
She
but
left
you
a long
And he
time
knew he
ago.
couldn't have kids with her.
Do you know what? I think when she something had to give, because she had a conversation with him and she said, when was this in the deal where I'm working and you're not? And it was when she said that.
They didn't have
That's
to.
the
It's
thing.
because they didn't know. They
You
didn't.
know?
They didn't have a
We
joint.
should have come on the set.
Red flag, red flag.
They didn't have a joint purpose. So his purpose was
Yeah.
obviously to do the whole battery thing, and her purpose was she just kind of went along with it.
Along
And she
with
did
it,
say
yeah.
that, to be fair. She was like,
Along with it.
"Oh, I just kind of went along, and he suggested this until all of
Do you know
her
what
money."
burnt me?
18 years later,
her.
you know,
And
it's
she
a
could
lot
never
of
have
time
Oh my God,
to
And then when the
waste.
woman was pregnant,
Oh my
sorry to
gosh.
jump the scene,
When
you
she
can't have
said
baby and you're
about
there
the
with
wedding
her.
dress and she's like, yeah, because this little one's growing faster by the minute.
It's like she couldn't wait to fling that in her face.
All I can say
Oh my
again
God, at
is
that point, I
Taraji's
definitely would've supported
eyebrows,
that point, I'm
they
sorry.
were pointing.
I definitely would have been her way back in the car in a trailer. Straight towards her.
You know, in that film, I didn't see.
It would have been like a bull.
I didn't see
Like
the other
a red
woman
man,
as
yeah.
the enemy.
Like
I'm
down the
sorry.
sofa.
I didn't see the woman as the enemy. I just didn't. I didn't. Because do you know that time when?
No, she wasn't the
No,
enemy,
she
but
wasn't.
naturally,
I
you
can
can't
understand-
help.
But how can
but-
you be genuinely angry? You can
Alright,
turn around and say,
let's get a story, Kenny, yeah? He's my man, yeah? You had an affair with him. No, let's turn it around. He's your man, right? And you caught me having an affair with him in a trailer, yeah? You crashed into the trailer, lost your womb at 19? Not even that, young, yeah? Couldn't have kids. Fast forward 20 years, you walk into the penthouse, yeah, that he promised you.
No,
Wait. Yeah, he promised you the penthouse, yeah? And I walk in, yeah? Belly all big. I'm about to have this baby.
no, I think
And you can't have a
pride would
baby.
have made me walk away.
You know what? To murder my ass. What are you talking about?
Pride would have made me walk away.
And
I would
killed
never
me.
go to that woman's apartment and do that man's apartment.
I
I,
think-
wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do
Do you know
it.
what? I think in
wouldn't
the
do it.
normal circumstances, a man with another woman cheating, whatever, fine. But the fact that you can't have kids,
Yeah.
and
That's
she
the thing that
is,
kills.
that's the killer. To not be able to have children, and the woman who
And it was because of
the
that
reason you can't
incident.
is now
And it was because
having
of the same
children
person.
with
And
your husband.
it's the same woman.
Yeah,
It-
exactly.
It
That's the burner for me. That part there.
leaves you going,
Nothing else. Like cheating happens. You know what I mean? And you can get over that.
She sees
whatever.
nothing. All she sees is you,
But-
the cause of it, and look at you now together, and I'm left with nothing.
She got the money, man. Cha.
And how
So money doesn't buy happiness. Money doesn't buy happiness.
It
and that's what it
helps.
is.
She wanted the relationship because when she went back to court, she's like, I want half of his money. She was just being difficult.
She was.
That was
she
jokes.
was. Because
No,
it's
the
like,
judge
you're
is
not
like,
going to get the
Let
money.
me get this straight.
Oh, no.
How much did the house cost? How much did you earn? And how much did he give you? 10 million.
He was
and
more
he
than
brought back the
generous.
house.
Exactly. And now you want something that you
Bish
can't
bag.
get after you divorced him. He got big with the battery, and you want his rights. to the
She
battery.
just was bitter at that point.
Yeah,
Bitter
she
and
was-
greedy, and she just didn't want that woman in her
was
life.
But even just said,
Yeah.
he holds her everything, even the breath in his body. Every
Wow.
breath.
He was really good towards the end.
Yeah,
Then.
he was good.
towards the end. But in real life, that shit don't happen. So,
How do you know?
Oh,
you
whatever.
haven't met what am I?
Robert.
But mate, I don't know. I honestly, I don't even know what the moral of this story is. But it's like
I thought
it's
it
mad.
was. Yeah, I thought the film
mad.
on the whole was great. It like had so many different angles that you could relate to. That you could be like, oh my god, really? So it was a
And
good talking
you
point.
bounced from
However,
her to him.
you said it was
Him.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true.
Why? I know I can get fierce at times, but I'm not that bad.
sorry, for me, I know this really sounds bad, but from the time I saw that he was living in a trailer, I wouldn't have.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a massive red flag.
Yeah.
I think.
Why?
No, I disagree. I disagree.
Nah.
Are you mad?
I disagree with
Why
that.
not? But he
Where
was
he's
studying.
living has
I
got
don't
nothing
know.
to do with
He was sending
him.
himself
Like,
to college.
don't know, boy. Yeah, boy. And not too chest too high.
subs, man.
Chest too
Chest
high.
Chest
Yeah,
too
you
big.
would have gone.
Nah. Support the man finding
Because a
the
man
Are
can
you
start.
mad?
A man can start on a trailer and end up in a mansion.
Like,
And
he
he
did.
did.
And then what happened?
And
when he's in the
Rebecca,
mansion,
okay.
someone
Why did that happen? Because she thought she didn't listen to her family. Yes,
Oh, but hold
she
on, hold
did.
on. Why was he
If
in
she
the trailer?
didn't listen
He
to
was
all her
sending
family, she'd
himself
be with
to
him.
college. He had a dream.
He was sending himself. He couldn't afford it.
Do you know what?
She paid for it.
Not the trailer. She made him the trailer.
However, But she did. Yeah, he might not have been able to afford anything else. He was living in a trailer, but at least he had a trailer. Shit, he could have been living on the street.
I'm sorry, I wouldn't.
And he was
trying to put
studying.
me off. I'd be like, "Ooh, you live here."
Don't you find
Okay,
honestly,
It's not dread.
statistically, you see those women that are involved in the whole struggle love, they support and they do all of this shit for a guy. And then when they get to the place where they want to be, it's often at that time when they trade you in for the person that they already wanted
because
in the
what
beginning.
they've done,
They
built him up.
Yes, they built him. They build
They
him up. Bob
literally-
the builders. Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
what
I'm
I'm
sorry.
saying.
Bob the
You do,
builders.
you do. Yeah.
No,
Build
build
them up. And
For
next
that-
thing you know,
and
what
yes,
she
yes,
left
yes,
with.
You basically you're building him up for someone else to come and take.
Listen.
Yeah, you made that man perfect for another woman to come and take.
building nobody.
But he could have been in the house and been the same.
No, because
I
she's
do feel like in this film, in the
In the
scenario,
film.
because it's a film,
the film.
had she not have followed her
Sister.
full sisters, them,
She
she
would
would
have
have been the one in the
Yeah.
penthouse.
Yeah.
I think that he would have left
He
her.
no, the fact that he
He was
She
fighting
was
for his
aggressive.
marriage. No, he was fighting for
But
his
she was
marriage.
aggressive because
I
he didn't have
think-
no money
yeah,
and because
I
she was
think
doing
if-
all the. She
yeah.
was the man in the relationship.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
do.
it is.
I
the
do
problem.
agree with you. I think if she didn't listen to her sisters,
She would have stayed.
Yeah, she would have stayed.
The moral of the story is: do not take relationship advice
Advice from
people
anyone
outside.
outside your relationship,
Exactly.
and I totally agree
Drink
with
to
that.
that.
Oh my God, Kelly girl,
Whatever.
ladies.
You know what? If you haven't seen it,
Oh
it's a
my
good
gosh,
film.
you gotta watch it
Watch
now
it
because
now.
we've given you so much spoiler alerts.
Yeah.
Alerts.
It's
So,
a
ladies
good-
and
You gotta
gents,
see it. Let's
trust
take
me,
is on it.
watch it.
Absolutely.
Are you with Robert or Melinda?
Hashtag no struggle love.
Hashtag till death do us part.
Hashtag gotta watch this movie.
And big shout out Tyler Perry, another great movie. Loved it. However, we do believe it's about time that you get a little bit of UK talent up in there. So if you're looking for another 4 black women, you've got Just Women and Gracious Sisters ready and waiting for the next movie.
Yeah.
We'll
drink to that.
And on another note, everybody, definitely watch the film and give us some feedback on what you thought of the film and obviously our video. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like.
Until the next time at home with the drags. Cheers, ladies. Cheers. Always a pleasure.